Welcome to the Nest, everybody. I'm Jay Beckham, joined by my co-host, Coop Dog. Coop Dog, how we doing? It is Thursday once again.
Tonight.
And we have a special announcement. Can I get a drum roll, please? Brady has a live mic.
I have a mic.
Brady has joined the Nest. The Nest name is here to stay, unfortunately. We cannot change the name.
Yeah,
Sorry, Brady. No Packers involved in the name.
Packers.
But, Brady, can you elaborate on your role on the Nest from here on out?
I'm just kind of the background guy.
Yeah.
Just basically.
Just popping in here and there.
That
Here and
way
there.
You can kind of hear me in the other episodes, so I figured might as well.
Yeah, might as well
have
get a
nice
mic. Get a mic going. Because there's a lot of things that happen where we're like, Brady,
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
We talked
So,
about it and then,
last week we are coming off of both have 8 and 7 weeks.
way worse than the week before.
Well, not counting Thursday Night Football. Counting Thursday Night Football, wait a minute, we went 9 and 7.
All right, better.
So we are both sitting at 23 and 9 on Pick'em after 2 weeks here because we did not do week 1, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I beat Cooper in fantasy victory lap.
Yeah.
I will say I will not take a huge victory lap because CeeDee Lamb did get injured,
Okay.
big donut. So I will not take a victory lap,
Started crying.
but I still got the 3-0 start to the season. Coop Dog,
I got the 0-3 start to the
a
season.
little bit of overhaul.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, we won't hop too much into that because, as you know, no one really cares about anybody else's fantasy team. Nobody here for that. But other than that, are you ready to hop in?
I'm ready to hop in, and then especially tonight's game.
Tonight's game. Hold on, always say this. Hope everybody won their own fantasy game and hit a lot of bets.
Yeah.
We did not. I apologize. 0 for 5 on the parlay.
On the bet.
Brutal. I went 0 for 3 on Ticket Worthy top 3 bets this week. I went 0 for 3. I got y'all this week. I'm hitting a 3-0 this week.
Yeah.
We gonna hit it.
It was
But-
it was bound to happen after the streak you had going on too.
Yeah, I had a great Thursday, great Friday, good Saturday. Heading into Sunday, what was gonna happen?
Yeah.
If you gamble, you know. But
Fair point.
heading to Thursday Night Football, Seahawks tonight are, I believe, still -1, which I got earlier in the week. I got -1 Seattle.
Mhm.
I will go check the line. Oh, a little
Yeah,
closer.
I got you.
There you go,
I got
Coop Dog.
Here we go.
I'm really close compared to you.
Yeah, I had to kind of.
Okay, Seahawks have moved up to -2 on Fluff. How are we feeling about the Arizona Cardinals matchup tonight, Cooper?
Tonight, looking back at the Arizona games, they lost last week against the Niners.
Go
Kyler-
game-winning field goal.
Yeah, Kyler's been getting sacked a lot these past 3 weeks, and you know how
This
our
past 7 seasons.
7 seasons. You know how our D line's been moving, been rolling, been doing good. I feel like Kyler's gonna take a beating.
Got me feeling
tonight.
nicey a
Got me
little bit.
feeling nicey, and all that. So yeah, it's been pretty good. Our secondary's been doing solid, and then especially tonight. Tonight we have Love and Spoon back,
That is true.
and we don't have Josh Jones, which is a little bit.
Josh Jones.
Josh Jones.
Josh Job?
Ernest Jones.
Oh,
Job,
got me
Josh
excited
Job.
for a second.
Yeah, he's Josh Job. No,
Got me excited.
Ernest Jones. He's not going to be there
Okay.
because he's injured. But we do have Spoon and Love back, which is going to help
Okay.
a lot.
I will say, and I told Cooper this last Sunday, I think this is the game that kind of gets the measuring stick out for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Started off with a loss, got the win over Pittsburgh, which is impressive, but then Pittsburgh, it kind of feels like they're falling apart just a tad.
Yeah.
And then a New Orleans blowout, which I didn't think they were going to win by that much, obviously,
Yeah.
but they did. But now we're here in an actual, divisional matchup against a 2-1 team.
Big game.
It kind of feels like a measuring stick to where Seattle's at right now. But like I said, I got Seattle -1 earlier in the week, so I am on Seattle tonight. And yeah, how about you?
Yeah, and I'm pretty.
Obviously,
I
I feel like you're on Seattle as well.
Yeah, of course, on Seattle. I think it's going to be just a big game. Like we need to win this, kind of.
Yeah.
Move ourselves forward.
Prime time.
If we lose tonight on prime time, it's going to be kind of rough, just because
Prime time.
we lost 2 division games already. So
That is true.
Yeah.
Already 0-1 in divisional play. So is Arizona. So it's
Yeah,
just
so
as big a game for Arizona as it is Seattle.
Yeah.
But from our point of view on the Nest, it's a big game for Seattle.
yeah.
But they're also a bird team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I mentioned week 2. Last week is obviously week 3, but week 2, all the bird teams won.
Did
So
they?
I forgot to mention that last week. I meant to mention that.
That's
All the
it.
birds team went undefeated. This week they did not.
Yeah.
So Seattle.
Yeah. Overall, just think we're
Any
better.
fantasy plays
better.
that you love?
Just Jason,
The
of
regulars?
course, he's the regular. Trey Benson. I mean, I would just start him just because
You gotta.
you have to start him. James Conner's out for the year, unfortunately. And then K9, of course.
Which, real quick, I do got to mention. I saw a hilarious tweet that was like, "Everybody stop dropping James Conner. Put him on your IR. Great team guy to have.
Yeah.
Builds chemistry
Good
in the locker room." And I said, I almost picked him up in the Jersey League because he was dropped.
Put
And I
him
was like,
on IR.
gotta have it, but I didn't have the space, so we did not. Anyways, moving on. This week, our first game will be taking place in London. 8:30 a.m. will be the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Minnesota coming into this game favored by 2.5. Over under 40.5 as Minnesota is 2-1, coming off a 38-point win over Cincinnati at home.
Mm-hmm.
they impressed me a lot, man.
Yep.
And Carson Wentz
Yeah.
kind of proved my point a little bit. Everybody coming after me, Vikings fans. Y'all were in the comments like crazy. I didn't even see the fan base in our comments like that.
Yeah.
Not the Chiefs, not the Cowboys have been in our comments like that. Y'all came after me defending JJ. I think I could go in Kevin O'Connell's system and be throwing
Delusional.
darts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think Carson Wentz is obviously still good. I still think Carson Wentz is productive, but he proved that anybody should at least be able to produce in this system.
Yeah, I put on here, this is the time for Jake to brag about Carson Wentz and his
Yeah.
opinion to all the Vikings
Yeah,
fans.
yeah, exactly. Because not only am I a big Carson Wentz guy, not only am I a big Kevin O'Connell guy, but I'm not a JJ McCarthy guy, and all the fans kind of pissed me off a little bit, ruffle my feathers. There we go.
Ruffle your
That's the
Rattle your
saying.
bones.
Yeah, rattle my bones a little bit. Got me. I wasn't angry. I'm joking. It's all jokes. Anything I say is mostly just jokes. But everybody was in the comments. I was like, hopefully Vikings get a big win. They got the biggest win they could possibly get. Isaiah Rodgers, highest PFF grading in the history of the NFL with a perfect 99.9 rating. He was the first ever player in NFL history to have a pick six, force multiple fumbles, and return one for a touchdown. Isaiah Rodgers, have a day. Have a day, young fella.
0.1 away.
I think 99.9 is perfect. You can't play perfect game. No one can play perfect game. If you were gonna play perfect game, Isaiah Rodgers, you were there, bro. I believe most of this, if not all of it, was in the first half too.
Yeah, I was just saying, I was like, also, wow. If you're a big fantasy person too, you know this. Why I'm saying this. The defense, the special teams. That game.
No one wants to hear about my fantasy team. I got dropped 34 on in Brady's dad's money league. David Montgomery saved me, and I came back and won that game. David Montgomery
defense.
Tie. I believe
tie
I was
game,
facing.
okay.
He had the Vikings defense, and then I had David Montgomery go
Yeah.
for nearly 30.
I had him in one.
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
I had the defense in
No.
one league, which also basically won me my game. Just 'cause
Yeah,
the
I somehow survived that wrath, but okay.
defense was doing good.
Moving on to Pittsburgh, also 2-1, coming off a 7-point win over New England, 21-14. Pittsburgh had some hiccups on the road. It wasn't pretty. Never really is pretty with Pittsburgh, but they came out the win with a win. T.J. Watt had 2 sacks and a forced fumble. Defense forced a total 5 turnovers against New England.
Yeah. New England almost came back too during that game. We were watching and all that, and it's kind of back and forth.
Yeah, they kept staying in there a little bit.
in there. Yeah, against the Vikings though, it'll be interesting. Steelers just overall kind of just iffy.
They will be battling an injury bug as
Consistent.
well, by the way, as Alex Highsmith still out and JPJ questionable, Patrick Queen questionable, Deshaun Elliott questionable. So this defense, not only the highest paid defense that's been struggling, but they will also be unhealthy more than likely in London on a neutral field against Minnesota. And the X factor of the game, Jordan Addison, has returned to the Minnesota Vikings in that receiving core. Give me the Vikings. The Vikings are going to win this game. They're covering that 2.5 number. And I would lean going over 40.5. I think it's a little bit low, but I don't know if I'm touching that as much as I will be on the Vikings. I will be all over the Minnesota Vikings. Not quite worth the top 3 bet for me, but I do believe in Carson Wentz and this Vikings team.
Yeah, no, looking at the Steelers and how they kind of been inconsistent the past couple weeks, they're going against the Vikings defense who just did all that last week. And I don't know, and Addison's back, battling injuries. I got the Vikings winning this game. And then for fantasy-wise, top 3, I just have the basic. Justin Jefferson, I had Jordan Mason on there. And then,
My goat.
of course, the playmaker this week, I put on Jordan Addison just because
Jordan Addison,
starting to see how he does.
You got to see it.
Got to see how it goes.
Got to see it. Moving on to Atlanta. Washington visiting Atlanta. Washington is 2-1, coming off a 41-24 win over Vegas with Mariota. Washington, last time I checked, is favored in this game by 1.5 points. That was with Mariota scheduled to start last night, and now it is at -1 on Fliff.
Really?
So a lot of faith in this Falcons team from Vegas a little bit. Starting with Washington, I think they were super impressive, even without Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
We both predicted Washington to win, I think. Or did you pick?
I think I had him to win, yeah.
Okay. But Mariota played a safe game through the air. They had 200 yards on the ground, not even like a pure RB1. Like, Bill didn't even go crazy, but they had 200 on the ground. Yeah, like what I saw about Washington with Mariota. They are battling injury concerns.
Yep.
Bill's questionable, I still believe, at this point. JD5, Cooper said should play, but last night when I was doing this, it said he was questionable. It didn't look good.
Doing my research last night, it said most likely he's going to be playing.
Okay.
So.
And then Terry is also battling injury as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think also last week, I think I did say if Mariota played, then the Raiders are going to win. So I was
okay. So Cooper's now sitting at 22-10.
Yeah.
I lied. I'm one game ahead in pick.
I did go in and pick them, and I think I put the Commanders, but I don't on the podcast.
On the podcast, what's count to your?
I said that.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah.
I think Washington team is good. I think they beat a bad Vegas team, but I still liked what I saw with the It's a backup quarterback. If you're going to get a 17-point win with a backup quarterback, that'll play.
Yeah.
Atlanta on the flip side, 1-2, coming off a 30-0 loss against Carolina. Just absolute disaster class, to put it nicely. Like I don't have the energy to come out and rant about this team. It's just disappointing. Penix was inaccurate all day. He made terrible decisions all day, and I was making jokes. I took it more lightly than I should have probably because I was posting like Shador Sanders in a Falcons uniform on my story and whatnot. All jokes. Obviously, Penix is young. It was a 6th start. We'll give it time. We'll see how he improves. Zach Robinson, you're the terrorist, man. You are brutal. I'm hoping the internet's bullying him out of using the pistol on every single play. He's moving down from the booth. For some reason, Ike Hilliard, our receivers coach, got the blame. I don't know what that was about because Zach Robinson came in the press and was like, oh, no, he's a great coach. Okay, why are we firing him? I don't know. But overall, this is going to have to be, we'll see what happens. Atlanta, where the redeemable is the rush defense, and they've allowed the least passing yards per game in the entire NFL. So this defense has been good. Obviously, it looks horrible in a 30-0 loss, but that was a pick six. Almost a pick six. Field position was on Carolina's side the entire day due to our faults. I mean, we didn't get past the 30. I mean, we were just shooting ourselves in the foot the entire game.
Missing some field goals, too.
Yeah, Parker Romo. Man. We did bring up Ben Sauls to the practice squad, so Ben Sauls come through, my boy. But I'm still assuming Parker Romo will start again this week. Yeah, we'll see, man.
Q went to the Giants. That recently got signed.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like you were saying, too, last week when we were watching, we're like, man, we're down 30-0, and we're just not opening up the offense at all. We're just just
dumping it down and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like
even when Kurt came in, we were just dumping the football down. I was like, all right, but we'll see. I mean, Washington kind of owns us the past few years, so I'm gonna pick Atlanta because I'm not gonna pick against Atlanta. I'm still gonna have faith in the defense. I mean, like I said, the rush defense is really good in Atlanta. The passing game has been really solid on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm still gonna go Atlanta. And my bet is going to be Drake London anytime touchdown. I have it written down. I go Drake London, still due.
He was due last week.
And the only reason
he's
due again this week. If he was due last week and it didn't hit, that means he's twice as due this week. So I put, because I can't be helped, I'm betting that. So I would be betting Drake London anytime touchdown.
Yeah, no, I for this game I have the Commanders winning. But they're winning the game, but I don't think it would be crazy. Hopefully not as bad as the Panthers.
If it's that bad, then I will be overreacting a little bit.
Top three, Gus Bijan, and then like Jake said, London's due, so I have London on there.
Be.
And then again, Daniels, if he's coming back, I would start him as well because he can be that lead QB.
Moving on to one of the larger spreads I've ever seen in the NFL, we got the New Orleans Saints traveling into Buffalo. Buffalo coming into this game last night at 15.5. What I've saw today has been 16. The over-under is 47.5. Starting off in New Orleans, 0-3, coming off a 31-point loss to Seattle on the road. New Orleans more than likely will be picking number 1 overall. If I read anything about that game, the O-line is horrific. The O-line is so bad.
Which I think we predicted that in the beginning on our season previews.
Yeah.
The Saints, Saints just not looking good.
Defense just leaves the defense leaves so many things open. I've never seen anything like it. Like everything was just so open for Seattle. The rush defense is near the bottom of the league. The team's just god awful. Like it's a horrible Saints team.
Yeah, no, they're pretty rough. Like to be honest, I put on here. I said now if we saw what my Seahawks did last week to them, I think I'm just genuinely scared and sorry for Saints fans coming up this week because it's going to be bad. Because you think it was bad against Seattle.
Then again, I do believe Buffalo probably pulled the starters a little early.
Yeah,
Seattle kept the starters out there a little bit. I think Buffalo probably pulled them a little early, but
I think it's going to be.
I still think it'll be ugly. Yeah, it'll still be bad.
It's going to be so it's not. Good at all.
Buffalo's hot. Miami gave a fight to Buffalo, but in the end, great teams find a way to win.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen and the troops look solid all night. Buffalo finds a way to win that game by 10. Yeah, it's a really good football team. I have nothing to really say. The really good football teams like Buffalo, like I just said, there's not really much to say because you watch them and you go, yep, that's one of the top teams in the league.
That's Josh Allen.
Josh Allen has 869 total yards this year, 7 total touchdowns, and 0 turnovers, which has been a big fault of his game previously.
Yeah.
Previous years, turnovers. He has not turned over the football this year. So, yeah, I got Buffalo to win this game.
I have Buffalo winning this game as well.
I also said I'll bite on this 15.5, 16 number, which I never thought I would. But just because it's Buffalo, New Orleans, I will probably I'll take Buffalo, whatever point spread Vegas wants to put out there, I'll probably take.
Yeah. I only actually have 2 people playing for this game just because I don't trust any of the Saints players for fantasy, and also any of the Bills receivers. It's kind of inconsistent with who's going to do good. I just have James Cook and Josh Allen, of course, just for those 2 guys to start.
Yeah, James Cook's looked ridiculous as well to start the year. Yeah, I think it'll get ugly in Buffalo. moving on to a game where it could get really ugly or it could be a very close game. We got Cleveland traveling into Detroit.
Ooh.
Detroit's favored 9.5, 10 on that line. Over-under's 44.5. We will start off with Cleveland. Cleveland's 1-2, coming off a 13-10 win over Brady's Green Bay Packers, unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for me, my survivor pick of the week.
Yeah.
Green Bay lost. It's okay. But it looked like it was going to be time for a QB change. I predicted they would have a new quarterback this week and before week 3. Now, after they get a big win at home, the tides kind of turned. Not that Flacco played good, but you can't bench a guy after beating the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I think everyone. I said everyone and their mothers probably thought that the Packers were going to go in there and actually destroy the Browns.
Whoa. I said I would lean Browns spread last week.
Yeah.
But just because I figured it would be a
everyone was pretty confident.
I
that
figured it'd
that
be a
was-
close game.
That was going to be the game.
Low scoring.
But yeah, no, the Browns went in there and they got 5 sacks against the Packers. Jordan Love was just not having the day there going against Myles Garrett.
No fault of his own.
And yeah, and that D-line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially one thing as well from last week we're watching, like, how is this happening so many times? There were so many blocked field goals.
Yeah, I'll get it. There was throughout the
There's-
entire week. It
There
was
were so many, and
ridiculous.
that's what happened and ended up just with the Packers.
Yeah. Which they got a pick in the second half. Cleveland did.
Yeah.
Special teams got one of many block kicks, like you just said, to get the
Yeah.
ball back late before Andre Schmidt knocked in the game-winning field goal, which Andre Schmidt had been struggling all year, kind of redeemed himself. And I'm going to keep mentioning that Cincy game week 1. Cleveland should probably be 2-1 right now, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this defense is a genuine problem to anybody that faces them.
It's insane defense, to be honest with you.
We had 2 starting linemen out too. So
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If you
There's-
watch the tape, Jordan had no.
There's
No
there,
time.
there, yeah. Also, there's a funny
Zach
clip.
Tom tried to play. Get out of the game, bro. You got to rest up a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
There's a clip of like it was like Myles Garrett. He's mic'd up for that game, and he was running, and he got past an O-lineman. O-lineman goes, "Jordan, run!"
Nah, that's crazy.
And he was
That's
making fun of him on the
crazy.
sideline. It
Nah,
was
that's crazy.
hilarious.
That's crazy. Brady, do you have any
He
takeaways?
sounded terrified.
Yeah,
too.
no, he's like,
yeah.
"Jordan."
He like voice corrected.
I mean, bro, you got Myles Garrett. I don't know what you can do. Brady, do you have any takeaways from the Cleveland side of it compared to Green Bay? Because we'll get in Green Bay later.
Yeah.
Any Cleveland takeaways?
I mean, it's just their defense is legit.
It is
That's really all I
filthy.
gotta say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
Which
I mean, obviously on Sunday that entire day, I was ready to like punch anyone that I saw.
I
in the
feel that. I
locker
feel
room.
that. I was there
But
too.
after that, I was like, yeah, they should be 2-1, and
They should be.
It is the NFL.
They're underrated. Yeah, they're underrated.
Like,
It's a
NFL,
smooth little squad.
I was
any
trashing
given
on them,
Sunday.
but that-
Any
I mean,
that is, I think, what we learned from this week. Any given Sunday.
and
Yeah.
Any given, like Falcons
That
lost by
should-
30 to. It's any given Sunday.
that
Yeah.
should motivate us for.
It should.
Sunday.
That,
something like
everything should light a fire under you in the league.
We
you know?
we were the target basically, and
Yeah, that's
now
true.
we kind of have that more
Yeah.
fuel to the fire, and we're going against the Cowboys. So
Dallas
I
Cowboys Sunday Night Football.
Sunday
I
Night
think
Football.
we'll be all right.
'Kay.
So.
Moving on to the Detroit side, I texted Cooper last night. I'm so excited for this game
Yeah.
because it's going to put this defensive line that's been so filthy against Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, who are coming off of a combined 263 total yards and 4 total touchdowns against Baltimore. Browns allowing 2.3 yards per carry still through 3 weeks, which is ridiculous. They've only given up 1 rushing touchdown this year. They're facing this red-hot Lions backfield. This can be a fun game, in my opinion. It could get ugly. It always could with Detroit.
Yeah.
It could always get ugly. Public is on Detroit. 80% of bettors on Pickett are on Detroit minus 9.5.
Yeah.
I probably would not. I will not. I will not touch Detroit minus 9.5.
Yeah, so
But we'll have to see.
what the Browns did last week with their defense. Like both teams' defenses are really really good. So it's just gonna be like a back and forth in my opinion. But yeah, I mean they beat the Ravens last week, which I thought the Ravens were gonna beat them. But the defense showed up.
Yeah, I did too.
So
They had 7 sacks, by the way, against
Yeah.
Lamar.
and made
Lamar,
Henry fumble.
nothing was open down the field.
So-
Lamar was scrambling around. He's getting sacked constantly. So Detroit, I mean, I think most people will react by Detroit. They get a big statement win over Baltimore. We'll have to see this week. Obviously, I'm picking the Lions to win the game,
Mhm.
but I probably won't bet it. I'll probably just sit back and enjoy this slugfest.
Yeah, I have the Lions winning as well. And then also I put on here for fantasy I put Gibbs, St. Brown, and then also start Judkins because Judkins looks like he's getting the
Judkins
hefty
probably
carry
RB1. Yeah.
on the RB1 of the Browns.
Okay, moving on. We got Carolina visiting Boston as they face the New England Patriots. This line last night was at 5.5 points towards New England. The over-under's 42.5 starting off with Carolina. They're 1-2 coming off that 30-0 win over the Atlanta Falcons, which Carolina impressed me defensively, but I'm just personally not going to be somebody that's going to bite on this Carolina or Bryce Young hype more than likely coming off that big win. So yeah, I will probably end up leaning New England just because although that secondary is brutal, I think the New England secondary is really bad. Christian Gonzalez is still not healthy, could be missing once again this week. And so if Bryce is in and like even halfway back, he should show out in this game.
Yeah.
He should. If Bryce doesn't show out in this game, I'm gonna be hating again. Like we mentioned earlier, New England lost that brutal game to Pittsburgh, turned the ball over 5 times, and still hung in the game.
Yeah, I'm just pretty kind of confused with this game.
Yep.
The Panthers, I don't think are a great team at all, but after what happened last week and all that, they make everyone kind of confused for coming up this week. The Patriots, they look solid, but they just can't win the games. They can't close them out. I don't know. Yeah, I mean Hunter Henry did really good for them too, fantasy wise, and just for the offense, he kind of came up and stepped up. But yeah, I'm also kind of leaning more into the Patriots side.
Yeah, I wrote down Mike Vrabel's team just always have a lot of fight. Like they turned the ball over 5 times and they still were kind of in there.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like a letdown spot for Carolina, just coming off such a triumphant win for Carolina.
Big win.
I'm taking New England to win. Not betting on this football game.
And I think T Mag's also kind of
he's questionable.
Yeah, so it's kind of like. It's gonna be. I feel like it'll be rough for the offense, but it'll be a weird game. It could be.
It will be a weird game.
I can't tell who's gonna win. But I have Patriots winning this, and then I just had my top 3. Chuba, T-Mac if he does play because Gonzalez won't be in, and then I also have Hunter Henry since he had such a big game last week.
Right.
So
moving on, the Chargers visit MetLife Stadium. Chargers favored 6.5 points, over under 44.5. Starting off with the Chargers, 3-0, undefeated still.
In their division coming off all three of
the AFC West teams, like we mentioned last week. If they could do that, that's a big step to your
motivation.
Yeah, morale, I guess.
Yeah.
They win a 23-20 game-winning field goal game over Denver. The Chargers, they did show their first bit of struggle, I will say. They finally got some pushback.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Chiefs gave them a little bit of pushback, but this is the game where they, Herbert threw the pick. They were actually getting pushback from a team, but ultimately they found a way to win the game. Great teams find a way to win. I think this Chargers defense is just one of the nastier defenses in the league, which I had not noticed till I looked into it. This season they have 7 sacks, 3 interceptions. They've only given up 4 touchdowns, which may sound like 3 games, you only give up 4 touchdowns. That's giving your team a very good shot to win the game. And they will feast their eyes on a rookie quarterback in his first start.
Yeah, Jackson Dart. Unfortunately, last week, too, Najee Harris also got injured in the backfield.
Yeah, I have it written down that both these teams have a clear rookie cut RB1 now with the injuries of Najee and Tyrone Tracy. So Scattaboo and Marion Hampton will be RB1.
Yeah, they're probably RB1 for the rest of the year.
Especially, now.
In my opinion. Especially because how good Scattaboo kind of did. They lost to the Chiefs, but Scattaboo was like the clear-cut main guy.
Yeah, he looked good. Scattaboo did look good.
Yeah, so... yeah, and the Chargers been looking great. Like the offense kind of going. I'll tell you about the receivers, Keenan Allen,
and they should have lost that game too.
Good,
based off the end. But they found a way to win that game, and now they're facing a Giants team that looked miserable. They looked directionless against Kansas City, which led to a quarterback change for New York as they announced Jackson Dart will make his first career start.
Yeah,
I'm kind of sick of teams doing this.
Oh,
we're not going to start him. We're going to give him time.
But
then it comes week 4. You're 0-3. Brian Daboll feels a little heat after a 13-point loss at home.
The fans have spoken.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it when the fans were just booing?
Yeah. The Russ, the goal plays were ridiculous.
The whole goal line play, we were sitting there, we were like so confused. Like
obviously, no one was open.
Yeah, it's fourth and
goal. You can't throw the football.
You can't just throw the football straight through the uprights.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Shout out Sam. He's a Giants fan. Talk to him. Talk to Riley all the time, which Riley's a little bit more optimistic than most Giants fans. He's excited to see Dart. Sam is over it completely. He's been over it since week 1. My thing is, I feel like I already don't like Jackson Dart as a prospect. I made that clear. Then you toss him in against a very good defense in week 4, making his first career start. Into a dumpster fire. You haven't won a game. Brian Daboll still somehow has a freaking job. There's not much I can say about Brian Daboll because it's past the point of ranting. It's past the point of, he should just be gone. Like, he should not be here. He should be way out of New York. Brian Daboll's a horrible football coach. I'm over it. And he always gets – the reason he got hired, the development of Josh Allen. Josh Allen was developing into this with Brian Daboll or not. I don't know if that's going to give me something. He was developing into this no matter what. I think this will be an ugly game. I think the Giants defense could force some turnovers maybe, but it'll be way more ugly for the Giants.
Yeah, and I think it's going to get worse and worse and worse because I feel like there's a bunch of casual Giants fans that are out there that are going to look at
big market team.
They're going to look at it and they're going to go, oh my gosh, Jackson Dart's in. He's actually going to do good. He's
savior Jackson Dart.
He's going to do way better than Russell Wilson, but then they don't realize how good that Chargers defense is, and he's going to come out here.
They're also just throwing him in behind a horrible O-line.
An O-line, exactly.
The weapons are good, but again, doesn't matter if you don't have any actual NFL reps or an O-line to give you time to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I got Chargers to win this game, obviously.
I also.
I would bet under 44.5. I almost put it on my top 3 bets, but I didn't want to throw another under on there and get that cooked.
Mhm.
So under 44.5, I feel like the Giants won't score much points. Chargers will probably be held between the 20 and 30 range.
Yeah.
I like Chargers 6.5 as well, but we'll see.
Yeah, and then my top 3 for this game, I have both clear-cut RB1s now on there. I have Hampton and I have Scatterby as a starter. Yes, should start them because they're going to be not really sharing with anybody in the
Yeah.
backfield. And then I also have here Chargers wide receivers because you never know who's going to
Absolute
pop
weapons.
off. Because Keenan Allen, he's actually doing insanely good in fantasy.
He's got a connection with Herbert.
Like, yeah, it's been crazy. Yeah, exactly. Chemistry. Quinn Johnson, of course, has been showing. And then, Lavin Conkey, it's Lavin Conkey,
Yeah, lad's still there.
He's still there.
He getting tackled.
He's not doing great.
Yeah.
But, it's Lavin Conkey. He's might as well start him because he's
Yeah.
right there.
So we both go Chargers.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I will tell you right now, I probably won't take any victory laps on Jackson Dart not being good this year.
Yeah.
Just because the scenario is so bad, the situation's so bad. I honestly feel bad for the guy that he's getting tossed into this
Mhm.
with expectations.
Yeah, Dayball, in my opinion, he's definitely getting fired.
He's horrible.
He's
And
getting
if
fired.
he's get fired after this year,
Yeah, they keep him more
We gotta-
year.
we
It's
gotta-
gonna-
yeah.
it's gonna-
it's gonna get scary, bro.
They just need to kind of because they got a rookie QB, they got a clean slate, they got
At least you also draft a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have taken. I mentioned this. You probably should have traded back and taken tackle instead of Abdul Carter. Nothing against Abdul Carter. I think he's been good so far.
Mhm.
It's just when we're going needs, the fact that you didn't get an offensive lineman,
Yeah,
which
and-
Andrew
and-
Thomas is one of the best offensive linemen in football.
Yeah.
Andrew Thomas is back. Andrew Thomas will be good in the left tackle spot, but that right tackle spot, you could use a lot of help.
And you're sitting there and you're already you already have a good D line. You really don't need him, because you already have
Yeah.
Thibodeau.
Which
you
at the
already
time,
have
I was getting benefit of the doubt. I was like, oh, they
Stexy, Brian Burns.
stack in that D line. Which
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau is finally coming around. Shout out Kayvon. He's gonna be a beast here soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I
The
think
D-line's
needs.
already
It was a
good.
bad draft. They wanted to take quarterback this year though, so at least you have that marked off. I
Probably
think
go for some O-line,
right now,
probably.
I don't think they'll go best available. I think they'll with Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs best player in football or college football right now. I think that's where they'll go because Tyler Nubin is god awful at safety. But they will have to make some moves to get offensive linemen for next year.
Yeah.
Speaking of Andrew Thomas, the great Chris Collinsworth did point out that all the good runs Scotty had was when Thomas was in the game.
Andrew Thomas is
That's
ridiculous.
all I
There you
gotta
go.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Chris Collinsworth, I'm sorry, bro. I know you get a lot of crap.
A lot of heat.
You are a good commentator, bro. Like your voice is annoying. Your voice is annoying as hell, bro. I'm not gonna lie. My bad, bro. Your voice sucks, but I do believe he has some good analysis. So there's that. Moving on to the biggest game of the noon slate this Sunday, the 3-0 Philadelphia Eagles travel into Tampa Bay Raymond James Stadium, take on the undefeated Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Philly is coming in at -3.5 right now, and the over/under is 43.5. We'll start with Philly, 3-0, like I just said, coming off a 7-point win, seven-point win
Against
over the Rams. They made a 19-point second-half comeback as the Eagles finally realized there's two sides to the play sheet. They finally flipped it over and said, oh, we can pass the ball too. We can throw it down the field a little bit. They also block a field goal, and it gets returned as time expires. Jordan Davis gets a little touchdown at the end. So it really was like a 1-point win at the end of the day, but they got the touchdown. 7-point win on the stat sheets.
Rams were gonna win, and then because that field goal win the game.
Yeah.
And then of course
Gets blocked.
the field
Another
goal
blocked
blocks,
field goal.
blocked field goals. And
Another
the
blocked field
curse happened to them.
Yeah.
And which I mean, as a Hawks fan, I was ecstatic about it because it's the Rams lost.
I was not.
we needed
I was
that.
hoping the Rams won that game.
I really did not want the Rams winning that game. But yeah, no, the Eagles are looking like the Eagles. Like the offense, it's moving. They've been only running the ball really. They've not been passing and all
Yeah.
that. But
Here they are.
Smith got touchdown as well last week. They kind of opened it up. Saquon actually kind of had an underwhelming game, didn't he? I feel like
I wasn't paying
I
attention.
think
to be honest.
he did well for fantasy wise. I had him on my leagues,
Oh.
and he like
Fantasy, real football.
real football, same thing. But he had four points. I mean,
Oh.
so it's like
Rams got a good defense though.
yeah, Rams got a good defense. So, but just the offense is moving. The defense is pretty elite, I think. So yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah, on the flip side of that, Tampa almost gives up a 17-point comeback to the Jets as the Jets also return to block field goal for a touchdown before Baker Mayfield makes his third game-winning drive of the season in 3 games. Baker Mayfield, oh man, I'm going to take you over any quarterback right now on a game-winning drive in the entire league. When they need to get down the field, Baker fired it in there, okay?
yeah.
The Browns could use a guy like Baker Mayfield.
You think they could have a franchise guy, right?
Exactly. It's kind of weird.
It is weird.
That
You
game
gotta
was
Joe
that game
Flacco.
also was a personal game for Baker as well. He actually said that.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
conference. He needed to win that game because the guy when he was playing with the Panthers, the guy who cut him
Yep.
was there. I think was one of the defensive coaches. I think.
I
think
who is hold up?
I
I'll look this
don't
up.
know who it was, but it was someone cut
Just
him
keep-
from the
just keep- yeah,
Panthers,
keep
and
moving on here.
he was on the Jets team, and so Baker was like, I need to win that game, and he came out and he had a game winning drive and all that, which is actually pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, Steve Wilkes. I forgot about Steve Wilkes. Steve
Yeah.
Wilkes was the head coach, and in Carolina.
Yeah,
And
so
he cut Baker. Yeah.
and he cut Baker, so Baker thought Baker was like it's personal type of deal.
Yeah.
He had some good throws. He had one pretty there's one insane catch from Egbuka that
He's
went over.
that is funny. He goes,
he
hey,
was frustrated with
hey,
it.
rookie.
He's like, stop destroying my passes
Yeah,
like that. Catch with
that
two
is funny.
hands.
Yeah, which unbelievable play by Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah.
I mean, he just continues
It's
to be
crazy.
ridiculous, which leads into Mike Evans being doubtful this week.
Yeah,
Mike Evans more than likely. This is, I think, his 7th season in a row having a hamstring injury. Mike Evans. He was very frustrated, obviously. Chris Godwin, though, will be back this week, full go in practice, full participant. So I think it's gonna be a hell of a game. I mean, 2 undefeated teams in the NFC, two of the top contenders in the NFC, if you will.
Yeah, I'm the most excited for this game this week. To be honest,
Oh,
with you. I think
for
it's gonna be a great game.
Who do you got?
I got the Eagles winning this game.
Okay.
The Bucks could win it. I
Yeah.
think because it's very possible. But I mean, the Eagles are on a streak. They barely won last week. But I have them.
So Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa. But yeah, Tampa. In my mind, they also almost lost to the Jets. Come back, Tyler Taylor or something like.
Yeah. Shout out Tyrod.
Yeah, shout out him.
Shout out Tyrod
If
Taylor.
the Eagles offense goes out there, I think it's
Yeah.
a lot more difference than that Tyler Taylor.
And then, do you have any fantasy plays here?
Oh yeah, no. Basically, just I have right now. I mean, the main three: AJ Brown starting just because he had a big game last week. Saquon because of Saquon, and
Yeah.
then I mean one of the top 3, top 5 QBs in fantasy. Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts. You got
Come on
Jalen
now.
Hurts.
Come on now.
That touch push is
He has
deadly.
gone an unreal amount of hate for throwing like 150 passing yards or something.
He doesn't care, bro.
Yeah, no, he's
I know he doesn't
nonchalant.
care.
He's just someone.
Oh yeah, I will say. I
He's
will
a
say.
nonchalant king.
All I see
I will say
on
the
Instagram.
clip of him when they won the game was so
It was so-
annoying.
it was
It
so
was
funny.
so annoying. I love you, Jalen Hurts. You my guy. You went to Oklahoma. You need to. I don't know, man. He didn't even react. Like,
Blocked
all right,
field
man.
goal. Jordan Davis running towards the end zone. Jalen Hurts gets up and just straight face the whole time.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
My
Yeah.
prediction. I mean, bro, the Eagles won 19 of their last 20. A ridiculous stat,
Yeah.
by the way. Hurts is playing turnover-free football. They have Saquon Barkley. AJ Brown is back.
Open up the pass game.
Yeah,
now.
AJ Brown's back.
They're looking like the Super Bowl.
They look like the
Eagles.
Super Bowl champs, right?
Yeah, they look like Super Bowl champs.
But who was the team to beat them before they went on this run last year? The Bucks beat them by 17 before they started going on this run. Baker, Reagan, Mayfield, Bucks win, Bucks cover, Tampa Bay at home.
I like that. Though. I like that.
Yeah,
It's
this
it's
is
a
the team.
toss
This is
up.
the team
It's
that's
a
got them
toss-up.
before.
It's a toss-up.
Before they made the run last year, this Tampa team blew them out. I got Tampa. Let's go Baker.
Yeah.
Moving on to Tennessee, visiting Houston in a winless AFC South matchup. Tennessee coming off a 21-point loss to Indianapolis. Tennessee's broken my heart the past 2 weeks against the spread. I had this against the spread at Indianapolis, had them against the spread at Los Angeles. Cam Ward has shown flashes, hasn't come together yet. But on the flip side, Houston lost 17-10 to Jacksonville. Houston also broke my heart last week as I picked them for one of my top 3 or ticket-worthy top 3 bets of the week. This team sucks. CJ is in an absolute slump.
Yeah, he's
this
not doing
this
good
O line is
whatsoever.
horrible. Nico's starting to appear, but is it even worth it at this point?
It's just like it's
Oh,
again, it's
man.
kind of like the Panthers Patriots game. It's like man, both except the Panthers were off a good game, but like you look at both these teams and they're just not good.
These are two bad teams.
Both in the same division. Like it just sucks. They're both playing for their first win this week, and like I don't know, man. That Titans offense can't keep scoring. The Texans, CJ's been playing horrible, throwing picks.
It's been bad.
And I feel like people aren't really hating on CJ right now for what he's been doing. Like he's been doing.
CJ been acting like a vet. He's giving away his secrets on podcasts after 1 year. He was acting like he told Caleb he acted like a big bro to Caleb last year.
It's like
CJ, you gotta bro.
You gotta lock in, dude.
After only if you have one good year in the league, you think you're one of the top guys, bro. You gotta step back a little bit after that rookie year.
you gotta calm
They got
down,
film on
yeah.
you, bro. But yeah, I think with two bad teams, two winless teams, divisional matchup, I got Houston to win.
Yeah.
But the spread is way too high, 7.5, way too many points for two bad divisional teams.
Mhm.
I got Tennessee to cover that 7.5 line, and one of my ticket-worthy top 3 bets of the week is Tennessee plus 7.5. I think I bet Tennessee against the spread all the weeks to start the year.
Mhm.
1-2 to start that. And now I think I'm going to bet them again. One of my ticket-worthy top 3 bets of the week, Tennessee plus 7.5.
Yeah, I just think overall, you look at it and you look at both teams. The Titans offense has not been scoring that much. Tony Pollard
Scoring more than Houston, though.
Yeah, they are scoring more than Houston. Tony Pollard got in the end zone last week and all that, but looking at Houston's defense, I feel like it's just better than
It'll be a dogfight.
that offense. So yeah, so
Well,
I think
a dogfight. It'll be bad football.
I think the
more
Texans are
likely.
going to win. I think it's going to be a lower kind of tough scoring game and all that. Top 3 fantasy wise, get Nico in there because it's Nico. Pollard, he scored last week, so he could be showing signs that he could be start doing good and start rolling, with the ball. And then one of a big target for Cam Ward is Okonkwo. I think he's been doing decent.
Chig.
I got him. I picked him up, so I'm hoping he does good this week. But yeah, that's my top 3.
Okay, moving on to another big game. I believe this is, let me check real quick. I believe this is our first game of the 3 o'clock slate. Let me check. But it will be the Indianapolis Colts, who are undefeated, 3-0, perfect record, heading into the 2-1 LA Rams at SoFi. And this will be our first 3 o'clock game. So this is our first 3 o'clock game. Rams coming into this game favored by 3.5 points, over under 50.5. Indianapolis coming off that 21-point win in Tennessee. And they just keep rolling. This Indianapolis team, when I keep fading them, they keep rolling. They got fantasy RB1 right now in Jonathan Taylor. The weapons have been good. We've seen DJ get off to a hot start before, but can he sustain it this time? And yeah, I think this Colts team looks really solid. I mean, they look too good for Daniel Jones and the Colts.
Daniel Jones is looking like a good QB, for the first time ever saying that.
Nope. He's had early season good starts.
Oh, good starts, and then it goes on a hill.
So
every week we kind of been fading.
But he has looked really good.
But yeah, he's been looking really good with the Colts offense. JT's been scoring and running the ball.
Yeah.
And all that. He's been kind of in the pass game a little bit too as well. I don't know. Yeah, they just look good.
Flipping it to another really good team though, the Rams, who coming off a heartbreaking 19-point collapse to Philly. Puka is Hemi, receiver 1, I believe, right now in fantasy, right?
Yeah,
he has to be.
And he hasn't scored a single touchdown.
Hemi.
I saw that. I was like,
Devontae's rolling as well. Devontae Adams back in football. Love to see it. This offense is hot right now. They finally got in a rhythm after that Tennessee game. Ball got rolling. And the Rams have won each of their last 12 games as home favorites. Give me the LA Rams to win this game. Give me the LA Rams to cover 3.5 points as one of my ticket-worthy, good Lord, ticket-worthy top 3 bets of the week. There we go. Rams cover 3.5. That's my second top 3 bet of the week. LA Rams.
Yeah, the Rams been cooking. They've been going. Matt Stafford football. He playing Matt Stafford's football.
Nice.
He's nice. The defense is looking good. So I am going to go with the Indianapolis Colts to win this game.
Okay.
Just because I'm also a biased fan as well.
Boo.
But I do think the Colts are cooking.
Boo.
Daniel Jones is looking good out there.
Boo.
I think that boo. JT's gonna start cooking them a little more.
Yeah.
But I have the Colts winning this game.
Okay.
And then the top 2, wide receiver 1, running back 1, JT, Puka, and then Daniel Jones has been actually a really good in fantasy this year.
This might be where it goes down.
It might be where we go down, but
it's a good
starting him.
defense.
He's been doing good. So
yeah. Moving on to another 3 o'clock game, it will be the 2-1 Jacksonville Jaguars traveling into Levi Stadium to face the undefeated San Francisco 49ers. Niners are favored by 3.5 in this game. Over-under is 47.5. And Jacksonville has not impressed me at all, even though they were my pick to win the AFC South, even though they're still 2-1. They're somehow a winning record here.
The AFC South just looks buns.
Yeah.
They just look
Shocking.
bad. Yeah, shocking.
T-Law still looks wonky. He still looks like he's all over the place. Brian Thomas Jr. is still dealing with these horrible drops. Defense will probably struggle in this game, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jacksonville is on a completely downwards trajectory.
Yeah, and overall, Jacksonville, they just, we were kind of high. You're high on the beginning.
Yeah,
and I was high on the Texans, unfortunately.
But if you'd have told me before the season, you're like, oh yeah, Jacksonville starts 2-1, I'd be like, oh, I was right. I love this team.
And then I'm
not buying it yet.
The offense isn't rolling. They have is it Tootin, right, in the backfield?
Oh yeah, Bashal Tootin.
Yeah, Bashal Tootin, and then ETN. They've been kind of
the ground games look good.
They rely on that ground game, but the passing game's not doing great.
Somehow I thought that was gonna be the
passing game was
the redeeming quality of this team
with Trav and Brian Thomas.
So they get an ugly win over Houston last week. San Francisco gets that walk-off win, like we mentioned earlier, against Arizona. They scratched and clawed their way to 3-0. Like they've made
Yeah.
sure they got 3-0 no matter what,
It's
despite
crazy
all these
how they got there,
injuries.
with Mac Jones right now too, with all these injuries. Nick Bosa is out for the season,
Yeah.
and all due to an injury last week against the Cardinals, and it's just one of those things. Like it's like, man, they are again a full hospital back there because there's just so many people are injured and out, and that's them every year though, and they still somehow have some
Still 3-0.
magic.
Still 3-0. Mac Jones
win.
went on that impressive drive
Yeah.
to beat the Cardinals. And now Brock Purdy has a good chance to play, according to Adam Schefter this week.
Yeah.
Jags have lost 11 straight to teams with a winning record.
Mm-hmm.
Give me San Francisco to win.
Yeah.
Give me San Francisco to cover 3.5, which is almost one of my top 3 bets, but I was like 3.5. I could see San Francisco getting a weird win by 3. So I will take San Francisco to win this game, though, in one of my probably locks of the week. I don't think San Francisco loses this game, Jacksonville.
Yeah, no, I as bad as I want the Niners to lose and be 3-1 and not 4-0. I have the Niners winning somehow. Somehow they're gonna.
They'll find a way.
They'll find a way to win.
Brock Purdy's back.
Yeah, Brock Purdy's back. So top 3, I have McCaffrey, of course, and then now that Brock Purdy's back, Pearsall, I think is gonna have a big game.
Pearsall's producing without Brock Purdy.
He's producing without. He's gonna be producing with.
Yeah.
And then ETN because it's the run game.
I like that. That was a good one. Producing without, you're going to produce with.
I
like that.
Yeah,
that was a good one. That was good. I like that one. Moving on to Las Vegas as Chicago travels in as 1.5-point favorites to take on the Raiders. Over-under coming in at 47.5. Now Chicago is now 1-2, coming off a 17-point dominant win over Dallas. Chicago looked pretty incredible against Dallas. The defense showed improvement. And most importantly, the most important thing of the game, Caleb Williams looked like a star.
Mm-hmm.
But I will take that with a little grain of salt, considering Russell Wilson just went for his career high against Dallas and then gets benched a week later. Yeah. So still Dallas, but I think Caleb Williams made some incredible throws. The flea flicker, the go route. I mean, he looked really good. Love what I saw to Caleb Williams finally.
Yeah, I actually really like the Bears. Like
Rome. Rome Odunze's been unbelievable.
He's going crazy. He's wide receiver 3 right now.
He's wide receiver 1 on the team. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, on the team, he's wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
The offense just looking good. Swift's been all right, but Caleb's been cooking.
I know they're missing CD, but most importantly, I like how the defense showed they can get some stops.
Yeah.
Only 2 touchdowns allowed.
And overall, I'm pretty high on the Bears. I really like the Bears a lot. Yeah. It's just kind of unfortunate that they are in the NFC North. NFC North.
Toughest division of football.
Vikings, the Packers, a lot. Yeah, it's just kind of hard for them to even get their get their feet running. In that division. But I don't know. Against the Raiders though.
Yeah, Vegas looked abysmal against a Washington team missing their starting quarterback, and gives me zero reason to back this team ever again.
Yeah.
I vowed last week I would not back the Raiders on any gambling for the rest of the season, and after I said that last week, I did not bet on them against Washington. I bet on Washington. I will happily continue to honor that. Yeah. I will be taking Chicago to win this game and cover that 1.5-point number. If Chicago loses this game, I'm going to be pretty upset because it'll feel like another year where Chicago gives us hope.
Yeah.
Lets us down.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't happen.
I hope it doesn't happen. I also have the Bears winning this game. As long as they have Geno as their QB, I don't think they're going to also win games at all.
Well, Geno's been a very good fantasy quarterback as well, though.
He
has been really good. He passes for a lot of yards, so that helps.
But yeah, and then my top 3, Bowers, Odunze, he's been cooking, and also Caleb Williams is also QB. Is it 3?
QB3.
QB3 as well. So I would start him as well.
Yeah, which obviously on paper this isn't a fun game by any means, but if I can watch Chicago play, I like watching Chicago play a ton, especially Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson showed that explosive play calling finally, I think, in that last game.
I think he's getting comfortable in that head coach, wearing that.
It takes a minute. It can take a minute.
You gotta slowly get in there,
Yeah, moving on to the biggest game of the 3 o'clock slate this Sunday. It will be the 1-2 Baltimore Ravens traveling into Arrowhead to take on the 1-2 Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. Baltimore is favored by 2.5 points, over under 48.5. Starting with Baltimore, they showed some heavy flaws finally in their high scoring battle with Detroit. Lamar was sacked 7 times for a loss of 55 yards, and the defense got abused in every single facet of the game.
Yeah, no, and it's just kind of unfortunate too. Henry also fumbled, and which cost him again. Just like the Bills game, he fumbled.
People are starting to blame the arm sleeve, which I don't know if that's a ton of truth, but at the same time,
if
you got an arm sleeve on, not compared to just, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I think he just faced some good defenses.
I forgot the stat, but it was throughout his whole career, he fumbled barely any, but then this year he's fumbled
3 times.
3 times now.
3 times.
Yeah, so it's just
once a game.
Yeah, once again, he's gonna have to hold on, especially against the Chiefs. He needs to hold on to that ball.
Oh no, a game like this, you have to hold on to the football.
Because when I saw some person said as a hot take, they said that whoever loses his games now make the playoffs. is what they said, and I was like,
I'm still not gonna buy it, man. I'm not gonna buy it.
The Ravens, though, they're good with Lamar. It's just, but the offense is struggling.
Especially
sometimes.
if what I think happens in this game, the team that loses is definitely not making the playoffs, or definitely not gonna miss the playoffs. They will make the playoffs.
They're
Yes.
in the playoffs.
So yeah, the Chiefs didn't necessarily look awesome by any
No,
means.
they look sloppy against the Giants.
They got the first win of the season. We'll put that ahead.
They did.
I will say, cut them a little bit of slack. I'm not gonna play devil's advocate. You said they look horrible. This team is missing their top 2 targets on the entire offense, but it's not. It hasn't been brought up because on the flip side, fans like us don't want to mention they're missing. If any other team was 1 and 2 missing their top 2 weapons, they'd be like, oh, well, they're missing. Like if the Bengals, I'm just put this in a scenario. If Joe Burrow was playing without Jamar and T, everyone would be like, oh, well, bro, they don't have Jamar and T.
That is true.
Obviously the Chiefs don't have Jamar, but I'm saying he's still missing his top 2 receivers. Xavier Worthy will be back, and he's on track to play right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying just cut the Chiefs a little bit of slack because they're getting a crazy amount of hate. I'll just say that. Defense still looked good against a horrible New York offense, and the Chiefs have won 15 straight at home with a rest advantage. Yeah. I am going out on a limb here, and I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs to win this football game, taking Kansas City to cover +3 on an alternate spread. I think at home it might be a season-turning game for both teams. I would say getting Xavier Worthy back, and I think Kansas City wins this game to kind of prove a point a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like they just looked rough last week. I feel like Mahomes missed like a bunch of throws as well watching the game. Like he just kept.
No, he missed a couple. I guess that's a lot for Mahomes.
Like, yeah, there's but I don't know. I have the Ravens winning this game. I think the Chiefs aren't doing great. Even with Worthy coming back in, I think that the Chiefs are going to lose.
Isn't it crazy that whoever loses will be 1-3?
Yeah.
Doesn't that just sound weird?
It's weird saying now that like going into this game, both of those teams are 1 and 2.
Yeah,
you know.
To me, it still hasn't lost any feel though. Like it's still the Chiefs Ravens.
Yeah, still Chiefs Ravens. Like,
and yeah, once the team gets Rashee Rice back, they'll be fine. Rashee Rice produces so crazy. I think the Chiefs will be fine. I'm just taking him to win just because I think for some reason all the Chiefs flaws are being pointed out and all the Ravens flaws just are like, no, it's fine. After I know they're giving up. It's the Bills. Yeah, it's the Bills. Yeah, legit. The Chiefs are getting too much hate. I would never guess that one.
Yeah.
Friggin' Bills scored 41 on them. Detroit scored 38 on them. I know that's 2 very good teams, but both those teams still hung basically 40 on them, and they gave up so many yards. I think the Chiefs schematically will be able to go against that and play really well. So, and at home, Arrowhead, I don't see the Chiefs losing against Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Moving on to our Sunday night football game this week, we have Green Bay going into AT&T Stadium. Green Bay favored by 6.5 points, over under 47.5. Green Bay 2-1, coming off that 3-point loss to Cleveland, like we mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay also finally showed some struggle in their loss, unable to run the football. Pass struggled to get going with the defense not being able to get the defense looked really good all game, obviously. But at the end of the day, they need to get the stop on that last little small drive.
Mm-hmm.
They did not get the stop. It is what it is, because Dallas looked terrific because they played Chicago, lost by 17. You also lose CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas, y'all are cooked more than likely. I don't know what to say.
They're just kind of done for it. They lost their best weapon.
The defense, I don't think will get better. I don't think the defense will get better at all as the season progresses. I just don't trust the Dallas offense to be able to carry the defense while CeeDee's gone.
Yeah, it's just not happening. You know, like I feel like they're gonna go in the Packers and go in there and they go, all right. So they don't really have any weapons except they have Pickens.
They have Pickens.
And then they have to go in and go, all right, well, they're probably going to run the ball with Javonte. So
they'll try.
Stop Javonte.
It'll lead down to Jalen Tolbert and Kamante Turpin having to make plays. And that's not what you want. That's not what you want.
But that having to be your way to win the game is having one of those guys come in, step up. I don't know, man. It's just
I will say Packers have won 10 of their last 11 against the Dallas Cowboys. Pure ownership over the Cowboys. Packers have had.
Never lost at AT&T.
Never lost ever.
Nope.
In history.
Yeah, so I have the Packers winning this game.
That's insane. So they've owned Dallas recently, never lost at AT&T. Micah still got his suite at AT&T because they didn't give him a refund. Come on, Dallas. You couldn't give the boy a refund for his suite. But yeah, he will have all his family there. I got Green Bay to win. And my final ticket-worthy top 3 bet of the week, I have Green Bay minus 6.5 against Dallas.
Yeah, no, I have Green Bay winning. Top 3, I have Josh Jacobs and then Tucker Kraft doing good for the Packers offense. And then I say since CD's out, probably best you start Pickens because that's going to be
I'm starting Jalen Tolbert.
So
I think Tolbert goes for like 10 to 15 just based off receptions. I think he'll get the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Brady, do you have any input? Do you want to get into this game?
Not really. I mean, I'll go into every game being nervous.
Yeah,
But
because this is like if you lose this game, okay, wait a minute,
Yeah.
and
wait a minute.
nobody likes the Cowboys outside of Dallas.
Yeah, nobody likes
So,
Cowboys.
Uh,
Which these are two very unlikable teams in the
Mhm.
grand scheme of NFL fan base. But yeah,
I don't really have anything. I think their offense does not stand a chance.
Yeah.
At all.
Rashawn Gary has
So-
4.5 sacks, by the way, to start the year.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Mike is helping him
With
so
Rashawn
much.
Gary, pretty much all last season, I think over the majority of snaps, he was double teamed.
Yeah, this is helping him.
And
This is showing.
still-
This is
he
showing stuff.
Still had a good season. And
Rashawn
now
Gary's
you have
ridiculous.
Micah
He
Parsons
is
on the other
ridiculous.
side. So you pick your
Packers team is
poison.
just good.
You literally just pick
Micah
your
said he
poison.
would be sad to sack Dak. But
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
he sacks and starts crying.
I
but-
hope the first sack he just
Yeah.
hit sticks.
Yeah, no, he's like,
he
German
murders
suplex him, bro.
Dak. He's like, that was
But,
joking,
But yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not super
queen sleep of
And
Packers.
with the Cleveland game. Kind of coming back to that, I think their touchdown and their first field goal is because they were on enemy territory,
Yeah,
and on that blocked field goal, they're already at midfield. So
yeah, they
it's
were.
like,
They were.
and with the NFL, any kicker can hit a 60-yarder,
Which I didn't think
So,
Andre Schmidt was gonna be able to be honest with you, after what he had shown. But
No,
some of these kickers are way better from
somehow-
long range.
XFL
Somehow, and then
quarterbacks
they'll
or
miss, like, close
kickers
ranges
are
or
just
something.
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Speaking of XFL kickers, Rodrigo Blankenship, bro. Reach out to the Falcons, bro. We need you, bro.
Well, yeah, I think we'll win this game, and I'll be at a concert, so I'll have to watch the game cat.
Oh, man.
But
So you will have no idea how it's really going on the field.
not really. I'll keep up with it as much as I can.
Yeah.
I think we'll be all right.
Okay. Moving on to the doubleheader on Monday Night Football.
Football doubleheader.
New York Jets traveling to Hard Rock Stadium to face the 0-3 Miami Dolphins. Miami's coming into this game favored 2.5, over under 45.5. It's kicking off with the Jets. They almost pull off that 17-point comeback against the undefeated Bucks with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. I think Aaron Glenn and this Jets team still has a lot of heart left in the team. And I think you're 0-2, you're down 17 in your third game. It's very easy to get depleted and be like, we lost.
Yeah.
But they fought back. Ultimately, they did not win the game. But I think there's a lot of heart left in this Jets team.
Yeah, the Jets, like, it's one of those teams where, like, also, it's, you know when Fields is going to
Justin Fields is returning this week to play the Miami
Oh,
Dolphins.
is he actually?
I believe so.
I thought they said he was there, but he was practicing, but he's still in, like, concussion protocol still. Like, they let him out there kind of to practice, but I wonder.
Aaron Glenn shared an update 2 hours ago. We
Let's
shall
what it
see.
is.
It sounds like he could return to action week 4. He will start for the Jets if he clears concussion protocol. But if you have a positive mindset on concussion protocol, you most likely have an idea. So I would say most likely.
Yeah,
just
most
Fields
likely he's going to
playing.
play, because especially if they're making him practice, too.
Concussions are usually, they're
So,
usually pretty early. They say,
he's-
nah.
Yeah, I think with Fields in, it's going to be pretty good for them. I mean,
I'm biting on the Jets again, bro.
yeah, the Jets could do really good.
Just because Miami did keep up with Buffalo for most of that game before the
Yeah.
eventual Tua pick sealed the game.
Mhm.
I think this New York team just has a lot more heart than this Miami team.
Yeah, I feel like my team is kind of like defeated.
Completely demotivated.
They are defeated.
Mike McDaniel couldn't rally a freaking preschool group to go color. Like Mike McDaniel is literally the worst motivator in the entire league. I think Aaron Glenn. We saw the dance. We saw Aaron Glenn getting hype on the sidelines. Yeah, I like it. I think this team got a lot of heart. I think Justin Fields has a lot of heart. I got the Jets to win. I got the Jets to cover 2.5 on the road. I just feel like this is the game where Miami loses and everyone's like, all right, that's it.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Mike McDaniel, you have no job.
I seen this one Dolphins fan guy on TikTok, and he covers some news and all that, kind of like how we do here. But he was like, I think the Dolphins just should clean slate.
No, they have to. At this
He goes,
point.
get rid of Tua, trade Tyree, get rid of McDaniels. Like he's like
Yeah.
literally just get rid of everybody and just start
Every
new.
single person on the team.
And I was like, yeah, I think it's gonna end up happening at some point where someone's gonna get fired, someone's gonna get traded away, and all that.
The
So,
problem being who wants to take on Tyreek and his contract and his personality.
yeah, his personality.
Who wants to
wise.
trade for Tua Tagovailoa in 2025?
Yeah, I think Tua might get cut low key though.
Yeah. What does this mean for Jalen Waddle? What does this mean for Devon Achane? But those are two good pieces to keep on the team if you can bring in a young
for
quarterback.
later on and all. Yeah, for
Yeah.
new quarterback. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jets as well. I didn't
Refuse to be burned on
know
Miami.
Fields. Yeah, Fields gonna play or not, and him playing, I think it's gonna be.
I would just much rather be burned on Justin Fields and the Jets and being like, I had faith in them, than pick the Dolphins and the Jets win. And I'm like, why the hell would I pick the Dolphins again?
Yeah.
Compared to having faith in the Jets.
Especially how they did us against the Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially how they did that. No, it was the Colts. It was the Colts.
I was gonna say the Colts. I was gonna say I was on the Patriots.
Yeah, no, the
the
Colts.
Colts week 1. That was
Yeah,
that
we
was really
hated the Colts.
that was really the that was the
Yeah,
that was the one that set it off.
Yeah.
Any fantasy
Oh,
plays?
yeah, I had Garrett Wilson now with Phil's back. Wilson's gonna do good. I mean, and then Tyreek kind of start him. HN kind of start him because they're kind of earlier guys and they're in your rounds. Not really anyone else I'm looking at. I'm like, start him over those guys. So
moving on into the last game of the week, it will be the later Monday Night Football game. Cincinnati travels in to Denver. Denver is favored at 7.5 points right now, over under 44.5. Cincinnati had their absolute worst nightmare coming true against Minnesota, and that is Jake Browning being horrible at football, them losing by 38, which they had the ball in Minnesota territory down 17-3 with right before half, like a couple minutes left till half, only down 14. You're in Minnesota territory, game's not out of reach, and you get the ball after half. Very close. Somehow they ended the half down 34-3. They go up 17 points in 2 minutes because of the fumble and everything just kept stacking on. It was horrible. Okay. So the game switched just like that, and then Minnesota, it got ugly from there.
Yeah.
Denver was down early to LA before taking the lead, controlling the game for most of it,
and
then they ended up losing the game. Bo missed 3 to 4 crucial open deep balls, mostly Marvin Mims. He was just missing all day down the field. That completely would have swung the game into Denver's direction big time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Bengals, it looked bad last week going against the Vikings. We were kind of going there, and it's like the battle of backup QBs, and then you just tell who was just the better QB going into that game.
I feel like most people had an idea.
Yeah,
take the Vikings there,
and it was bad. The picks that happened too. Some of them were like bounce off people's hands, or like kind of. But like it's kind of rough. Having that offense without Joe Burrow is kind of just is not good.
Yeah.
And then Chase Brown hasn't really been moving like everyone thought he would, and the defense just sucks. The defense is terrible.
Yeah. I just think the Cincy team's coming into a primetime game with low confidence against a Denver team who needs this win.
Who needs the win
to keep their season headed in a good direction after they've lost back-to-back games they should have won. So they're 1-2 and they probably should be 3-0. So I think Denver's going to be way more motivated. I got Denver to win. My pick on this game is a little bit of a long shot, but I got Marvin Mims anytime touchdown at plus 350 because I'm like, hey, he got missed so many times this past week. I think Bo will get one to make up for it.
He's like I
so
this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that on anything. I wouldn't put any crazy money on that, but if you want to sprinkle plus 350 anytime touchdown, Marvin Mims is there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I also have the Broncos winning this game. I feel like they're gonna come in and they need the win, so I think they're gonna fight for more and have more grit for that win.
More grit.
More top 3. I have Dobbins because right now, and as of now, he's the guy on that offense, the Broncos offense. If Bo Nix can't pass the ball, then they're gonna run the ball with him. And then Jamar Chase. Browning likes Jamar Chase. Again, you probably picked him early first round, number 1 overall. You gotta start him. And then Chase Brown, he hasn't really done anything, but this could be the game where he actually comes out and he does do good. Hampton did good last week when Najee was out, so it could be a different story with Chase Brown. So
yep. So that is all of our picks straight up. So we'll move into the parlay we went over 5 on last week.
Yeah, it was bad.
We got to make one up to y'all. I got to make one up to y'all. I went over 3 on the ticket-worthy bets. We went cold last week, so this week my 2 picks will be the Green Bay Packers minus 6.5.
Green Bay Packers. Okay.
And the I'm going to all spread this. I know is that -4 now? I'm still going to all spread it. Just because I don't want to get beat on this, I'm going to alt spread the Los Angeles Rams from -3.5 to -2.5. So Rams -2.5.
This is legal.
This is,
and
here we go.
Don't have to do this bet.
Every single week we got to mention this. That you don't have to bet these bets. It is legal. We're over 18 betting on fluff. It is completely legal. Just legal. I don't know how to phrase that. Completely legal.
You can only be mad at yourself for putting the bet in yourself.
Legal.
Yeah. Yes.
No one was upset about us this past week, but I don't know. Maybe they were. But I got Rams -2.5, Packers -6.5 on fluff for my 2 picks. What do you got for us, Coop Dog?
So my first one I'm going with is, K9 last week, he had 2 rushing touchdowns against the Saints. I think, value-wise, it's nothing crazy, but it's sitting out right now. James Cook, anytime touchdown is -165. I feel like that's just a confident,
man,
he's getting in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's the one I'm picking. Man, my other one I'm trying to think of right now. I can't do anything tonight because it's Thursday night.
Hey,
It's
man.
going to be Friday.
We can toss Titans 7.5 on there if you would like it.
Ooh, Titans 7.5.
So that would be 4 legs plus 756.
Yeah, that works for me.
So $10 pays $85. Obviously, we're not going crazy like we did last week.
Yeah.
$20 pays $171. Keeping it a little tame this week. Keeping a little. We're trying to hit.
Trying to get some
hit.
money.
We're trying to hit. We want y'all to be able to hit because last week we went a little crazy. We went a little out there and it did not pay
We were
off.
a little wild, little cuckoo.
Yeah. And then if you want to copy straight up my top 3 bets, you could do 10 for 53, 20 for 106. If you want to go 50, you go 50 for 266. Those are the bets that we are placing for our parlay. James Cook anytime touchdown, Rams alternate spread -2.5, Packers -6.5, Titans +7.5. So if you want to copy that, go ahead and copy it. I hope everybody makes a lot of money, wins their fantasy games, and has a great football week. And hopefully your team wins, unless they are the Washington Commanders
or
the Arizona Cardinals
tonight,
or the Dallas Cowboys.
So
other than that, I hope your teams win and have a great football weekend. This is the Nest. We're signing out here.